all my computer stuff together here with recording. So now that that's done, we can start class. Okay, so sitting up tall in your chair. And feeling the grounding of the feet on the floor, really important. This is sitting mountain pose. So this is a pose. And see that your heels are down, straight down from your knees, and that your feet are parallel to each other. And that your feet feel even across the floor, from the big toe side to the pinky toe side, and the center balls of the heels all evenly placed on the floor. And then feeling your sitting area so that you're not leaning to one side or the other, but that you're even side to side, left to right. So you can feel even across the buttock bones, the weight distributed evenly. And then the pelvis, if it's rotated forward, your lower back will be hyperextended, or if it's rolled back, then you'll have more of a curve in your low back. So try to find the happy medium where you have a little bit of forward curve in the lower back. The buttock bones feel as if they're dropping straight down into the chair, not lifting away from the chair or tucking under. And then from there, the spinal curves lifting up through the center top of the head, as if a string is pulling you up from the center top of the head there, keeping the spine nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down and turn the palms open, backs of the hands on the tops of the thighs, so that the upper arms are in line with the sides of the torso. And then feel the shoulders sliding down the back on your next exhalation. And then finally, focusing on if your one side body is collapsing. So sometimes one bottom rib cage is closer to the top of the pelvis than the other. So you want to be even on either side of your waist, from the bottom ribs to the top rim of your pelvis. And then settle into your breath. So we start with yoga practice, quieting down, becoming more internally focused, so that you can get the most benefit out of your practice, both for all for body, breath, and mind. So as the body becomes aligned and balanced and centered, the breath softens and slows down. And let's just take a little more attention onto that breath by taking one hand on the chest and one hand on the upper belly, above the belly button, right around the lower ribs. And as you breathe softly through the nostrils, feel the movement of your breath in your body. Notice where the movement is. And if you're noticing quite a bit of movement in the chest hand, see if you can quiet that movement and drop the breath down lower to the diaphragm where your low hand is, so that the chest hand hardly moving at all. So this is very nourishing for your nervous system. It keeps your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and restore part of your autonomic nervous system, engaged, which we should be most of the time. This helps us to be more resilient in our lives. No matter what happens, we are able to remain calm and centered and address whatever it is with a level head instead of reacting out of proportion. The breath is very, very connected with the nervous system. So dropping your attention into the diaphragm, the low hand in your breathing here, keeps that relaxation part of your nervous system the more prominent sensation. And take advantage of this by allowing your face, your eyes, your lower jaw to relax. Having a feeling of safety, groundedness. So feeling comfortable in your position and stable are all part of that becoming more balanced in all of the parts, the body, the breath, the mind. And now just taking this a little bit further, see if you can lighten up the breath even more. This is really actually part of your immune system is right there at the edges of the nostrils. We start to have our defense system where the little filtering hairs inside the nostrils, the mucosis, will be our first line of defense. And if the breath is going slower, then it has more time to filter out rather than a big wind of breath that can bypass this first line of defense there. So feel as if the nose hairs are barely even moving as you take an inhale and exhale. Feel as if the breath is barely coming very far away from the nostrils, both in and out, only like an inch. And then lastly, really dropping into this slow, low breathing. Again, to be able to heal or to be strong and resilient, the body needs to have that sense of safe feeling and comfortable. And one way to really drop into that space is to notice the little pauses at the end of the exhalations. So with your hand there, at the end of the exhalation, there's a little pause and the hand just doesn't move between the end of the exhale and the beginning of the next inhale. So just notice that. And if you feel comfortable, you can even extend that little pause by a second or two. Low, slow, and light breathing. And then just bringing your breath back, but still keeping it low, slow, and light. You can remove your hands. And let's continue to have that feeling of low, slow, and light breathing as we start to move the body with the breath. So flip the palms open out to the sides. And as you inhale, let's swing the arms up, out to the side like eagle wings, and then flip the palms over, low, slow, light breathing, bring the arms down. And as the breath ends there and the arms settle, there's a little pause. Let's do that again. Inhale, turn the palms open, reaching out and up, wherever you can comfortably go with your shoulders. Flip the palms, exhale, and bring the arms down. And then there's that little pause at the end of the breath, the end of the movement. Pause. One last time, turn the palms open, reach the arms up, Flip the palms over, exhale, swing the arms down gently, and there's a little pause there at the end of the exhalation. Good. Now take the hands on the thighs, and we're going to do a little bit of sitting cat-cow. So as you inhale, the hands will pull back like you're tractioning on top of your thighs, open the chest, and just gaze up. So you don't want to pull the head back, but you're just gazing up. And then as you exhale, round the back. So your tail tucks underneath, the hands slide to the ends of the knees, let the head bow. And again, inhaling, slide the hands back along the thighs, open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other and just gaze up. Exhale and round the back, tuck your tail, slide the hands to the end of the knees, little pause there. Inhale, drag the hands back along the thighs, open the chest here. Now squeeze the shoulder blades. Let's see if we can really get some action between the shoulder blades. Then as you exhale, slide the hands along the thighs, tuck the tail, round the back, let the head droop, pause, and last go. Inhale, coming forward with the pelvis, so the tailbone lifts away from the chair, open the chest, squeeze the upper back, and finishing, exhaling, sliding the hands towards the knees, reach through the fingertips, bow the head, and then coming back to neutral and sitting up tall. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good, and then let the arms just drop down alongside the body, and let's do some shoulder rolls. So right now you can do figure 8. So one shoulder forward, the other shoulder back. And the arms stay like ragdoll arms. And then let's pause at the apex of a figure 8 and reverse the directions. So the arms stay very passive. So try not to chug along with the elbows. Motivate the action at the shoulders. Good, and of course sit up tall as you do this. Good, and then to finish, roll both shoulders back and down and sitting up tall. And then let's link the fingers together. So you're interlacing the fingers in front of your chest with the palms facing your chest. Slide the shoulders down the back. So your fingers should be on the outside of your hands. Does everybody have your fingers on the outside? Okay. And then, yeah, there you go, Pete. All right, perfect. Okay, and then press the palms away from you. So if this hitches up your shoulders, just take your arms a little lower because we're just working on opening the hands right now. So if you feel this, like George, you look like you're hunching a little bit there. See if you can lower the hands down a little bit and get a little space in the neck. And then just press wherever the palms go to and the shoulders can stay down. Just press through the hands, pull the thumbs and the pinkies back towards your body and feel a doming action in the center of your palms. And then if that feels okay, you're not feeling any pain, see if you can squeeze the forearms towards each other, any amount. So now you get a little bit more into the wrists. Good, and then let go. Good, and give a little piano key, a bit of a wiggle there in the fingers and the wrists. And then we're going to do the other way. So interlacing the fingers with the fingers on the outside. Now you have a comfortable catch. One pinky likes to be on the bottom. You don't even think about it. Now do the other pinky on the bottom. It will feel a little awkward. Again, make sure that the shoulders stay down and then press the palms away. Now, if your shoulders are up like this, just like we did with the other, you can take the palms lower so the palms are even pointing towards the floor. We're just opening the hands and the wrists now, but not at the expense of the shoulders. Good, now pull the thumbs and the pinkies back towards your body so you feel a little doming in the center of your palms, away from your body. And if this feels okay for you, if it doesn't, if you're feeling like it's too much, you can bend the elbows and take the pressure off a little bit. Otherwise, you can have the arms straight. The third level of intensity is to squeeze the forearms towards each other. So this would be the least intense with the elbows bent, arms straight, a little more intense, squeezing the forearms towards each other, most intense. So you find what works for you. Good, and then release, flipping the palms towards your chest again, and again, just give them a little wiggle through the fingers and the wrists, and swivel the wrists both directions. Good. All righty then. Okay, so let's go to the legs. And does everybody have a strap? I didn't mention that at the beginning of class. I just kind of figure everybody has a strap when they come to Creaky Yoga. Good. So at least for my classes, just be prepared to have a strap with your chair and even a block or something like a block. Okay, excellent. Now, looks like everybody's settled back again. Take the strap underneath your left thigh. So we're just creating a little sling here underneath the center of your back left thigh. Now, one thing that can happen, we just worked on the fingers. You don't want to grip on the strap too hard. You would just want a light hold of the strap. No white knuckling there at all. And then the other thing is when we lift the leg, you don't want the shoulders to do that. It's mostly just passive support. So let's just practice that, lifting the left leg up without a death grip on the strap and the shoulders staying down. Good, and then back down again. So we're working the hip flexors. Hip flexors are right here. It's what helps us to lift the leg. Little passive support with the strap, taking the leg up and down. So you're trying to lift the leg up as much as you comfortably can without rounding the low back. So are you sitting up tall? And now can you lift that left leg and keep the spine tall without rounding the low back? Exhale down. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit. You take the leg up on an exhale, stretch the leg out on an inhale, exhale the leg back in. And remember that little pause? This is when you put the foot back down. Take your inhale, keep the spine tall. Exhale, take that leg up. Inhale, stretch out through the heel. Pull the toes back. Exhale, take that leg back in again. Little pause here, press that foot back down. Now we take advantage of that inhale to get the spine to lift up one more time. Exhale the knee in, keep that spine tall. Inhale, push the heel away and open the toes, spread them wide. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest, keep that spine tall. And exhale, put the foot down to the floor. Okay. Now, did you feel some effort there? In the thigh, in the leg, thumbs up effort? Okay. This is all part of your being strong to get up and out of a chair, to step up on stairs, to get in and out of the car, in and out of the bathtub, that kind of thing. So we're really working on the hip flexors here. Let's go to the other side. So again, a little passive support here with the strap. So a soft grip on the strap, shoulders back and down, sit up tall. And part of your grounding is the other foot. The left foot on the floor now is part of your grounding in this. So the exhale, just lifting the leg up and just seeing if you can keep the spine tall, the shoulders down, chest open, open chest. There we go. And then exhale it down. So what I'm noticing is that when the leg comes up, there's some of this going on. Okay, see how I'm hunching in? So try to keep the chest open all the way across as we do this again. Exhale, bring that leg up. Can the chest stay open? Shoulders back and down. One last time, paying attention to that spine before we take the other steps and bring the leg down. Okay, now we add the leg stretch. So exhale the knee in, spine tall. Inhale the heel away, open the toes. Exhale the knee back in and bring the foot to the floor in that little pause. The inhale again, lift up the spine, open the chest. Keep it that way as you exhale the knee to the chest. Inhale, stretch out through the heel and open the toes. Exhale, pull the knee in. And that little pause, that foot goes down. So we're going to do one last time. Check your hands. Make sure you're not death gripping the strap. You want most of the effort going on in the leg muscles. Okay, here we go. One last time. Exhaling the knee into the chest. Keep the chest lifted, shoulders down. Push through the heel, open the toes, spread them wide. Exhale, take that knee in again, and then put the foot to the floor on that pause. Good. And so now you can just take the strap aside for a sec. Good. So you probably felt a little bit of effort going on in the side hips, thighs, and your psoas muscle, all these little muscles here that help lift the leg had a little effort. And maybe even around in your core, because that was gentle core work. So let's just release that a little bit by having the knees out about a little wider than your hips, toes pointed forward. We're going to do a safe forward bend here. So what is a safe forward bend? I talk about this all the time in these classes because it's really important to be safe doing a forward bend because it's one of the main movements that we do. Is reaching down to pick something up or, getting something out of the cabinet, the low cabinet, or the dryer, whatever you have in your functional life. So the main hinge here is at the hip crease. So can everybody put your hands on your hip crease? I just want to make sure everybody knows right where the leg attaches in, there's a deep crease there. This is where you come forward. So the feet are solid on the floor, buttocks solid on the chair. And now as you exhale, just lean forward just a little bit and the chest stays open and your fingers kind of disappear back into that crease, right? And then come back up again. So one thing that ends up happening, and I'm noticing it already in some of your bodies, is that just watch me, when you come forward, see how my chin is lifting? So you don't really want to put pressure on the back neck. So what you have to do is just shift your gaze a little bit lower as you come down. Let's try to keep attention on the neck. Inhale, and as you exhale, so you keep your spinal curves and just gaze out a little bit, like maybe 6 feet on the floor a little bit, and then inhale and hinge back up again. Yes, good. So when you come back up, you're hinging from here, but you're leading with your chest, not your chin. So it's not like this and then coming up, you're leading with your chest. And it's also not, you always have to sometimes show what not to do to know what to do. So here we're doing a nice straight spine. I have my spinal curves. I'm using my core. But some people, when they come up, they'll drag up from the upper back. So you want to keep this nice and straight. So as you come up and down, it doesn't change. So let's try that again. Just like halfway down. Inhale, open the chest. As you exhale, feel the fingers disappearing back into that crease as it deepens. Feel the opening of the chest, the length through the center top of the head. Press through the feet, inhale and swivel back up again. Good. Just be careful not to overlift the chin. I'm still seeing a little bit of that. Now we're going to go all the way forward. This is a nice way to stretch the low back, stretch the upper back, and stretch the back of the neck. So your belly will end up lying on your thighs, and that's what makes it a safe forward bend. Inhale, open the chest, and as you exhale, hinging forward, keeping your shape, long spine as long as you can, belly on thighs. Pause for a moment here. Inhale, lengthen through the center top of the head and tuck your chin in. Make sure your chin isn't lifted. And then slide your hands now away from the hip crease down the outer legs and allow your body to droop over your thighs. And even the head is relaxed. so you feel the back of the neck long. So go ahead and allow the chin to relax. You get a good back neck stretch here. You have support of the belly and the chest on the thighs. Your arms are on your legs, on the outside of your legs. And just take a couple breaths into your back spine. This is really important, especially if you do get any kind of sickness, respiratory sickness, to innervate the back lungs. So here you can breathe into the back lungs. In fact, it's recommended if anybody did get COVID, post-COVID, very respiratory virus, very aggressive respiratory virus, is to put a lot of energy into innervating the back lungs. Like a supine position is actually not recommended, but getting that energy into the back body. So breathe into those back ribs. Good, and then coming out, let's go in reverse, but we're going to use the hands on the thighs. So take one hand each on the thighs, and then inhale and come up halfway. Make sure your chin is tucked back, protecting the neck. Tuck your chin back as you come up halfway. Hinging from the hip crease, exhale the navel towards the spine. Inhale, come up all the way. Good. Good. Excellent. Yes, I see lots of good attention on keeping your spine aligned there. Okay, let's go ahead and widen the legs. And notice that the knees and the feet are in line with each other. So if you look at your own knees and feet and you had an arrow pointing off the end of each knee, it would be pointing over the toes. So you're not turned in, you're not overturned out. Good. And sitting up tall again in your chair. So we're going to start working on the side body. We just opened up the back body. So now we're going to work on the side body. So let's go ahead and take the left arm out to the side, palm faces up. So this shoulder, the right shoulder stays down. It's just going to bend the elbow onto the thigh as you reach up. So you come into a little side bend, and then exhale, swivel back up again with the palm facing down. Okay, so one of the main things is this shoulder stays down, and when you come down, you can bend your elbow and place your forearm on the thigh. So it's a little orchestration of movement here. As you inhale, bring the arm up, support yourself with that arm on the thigh, reaching up, anchor through the left hip. And then flip the palm, exhale back down again. Okay, that looks all good. The head stays straight on the spine. Inhale up, reaching into the left rib. See if you can arch the left ribs any amount into a C shape. And then flip the palm down and come back up again. Good. So when you come over to one side, you want to make sure that you're really anchoring your hip and your buttock down into the chair. So keep solid there, and let's do the other side. Taking the right arm out to the side, palm faces up. Left shoulder stays down. As you inhale, just bend the elbow, keeping that left shoulder down, and curve into your right ribs. And then exhale back down. So this is more about the side body than about how much you can reach your arm. Okay, so as you inhale, really, even if your arm doesn't come up very far because of a shoulder thing, you can arch into those right ribs. Get some space in there. And coming back. These are all really great tools to keep your respiratory system nice and strong. And one more time. Inhale, keep the left shoulder down. Right hip, drop to the chair, reach into the ribs, and inhale and come back up again. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do just a little bit of a twisty action while we have the legs wide and stable. So we're going to pull the arms back like you're holding two pies. And imagine we have lots of fruit right now. What kind of pies do you want in those hands? And then on an inhale, you're going to open the chest like we did in the cat-cow. And as you exhale, you're going to reach your left hand over your right knee or towards your right knee. And then inhale, come back. So the buttocks and the hips stay even on the chair. They do not twist. You're twisting above the hips. As you exhale, reach your right arm over your left knee. Inhale, come back to center, opening the chest. Exhale, left arm over the right knee. Reach as if you're offering that pie. And then inhale, pull back to center. Exhale, right, reaching over the left. Extending through the fingers. Inhale, coming back. And one more time on each side. So you're just rotating at the hips, at the ribs. Hips are stable. Exhale, and then you twist. Inhale, come back. Exhale and twist. Inhale, come back. Good. And then place the hands on the chair, or on your hands and legs, and bring your feet together. Or not together, but back to hip width. Okay, let's do another little round of cat-cow, but we're gonna take it into like a sun salutation here. So I think you might remember this, where we place the hands in front of the chest. And you know, we're gonna do this a couple times, so you'll get a chance to catch up if you don't catch it the first time. So remember when we interlaced the fingers, we had a comfortable catch. So that's the first interlace we're going to do with your comfortable catch. And this is an inhale, and you're going to squeeze the fingers. So we're enervating the hands again. Then as you exhale, you're going to again press the palms away, pulling the thumbs and the fingers back. Then you're going to release that catch, and on an inhale, swing the arms up. Exhale, flip the palms and bring the arms down, and find a spot where the hands can touch the back of the chair behind you comfortably. Now on an inhale, you're just going to open the chest like we did in cat-cow, where the tail lifts, the chest opens, and your gaze lifts. Then as you exhale, swing the arms around and do a little of your other side of your cat-cow, rounding the back. Then as you inhale, bring the spine to neutral, lift the arms, and as you exhale, bring the palms together again in front of the chest. Beautiful. You guys, I think you remember this from before. Okay, so then our next round is our catch is going to be the uncomfortable catch, so the other pinky. So this is your inhale, the opposite catch. You give your hands a squeeze, so you're squeezing a little fist there. Then on an exhale, keep the fingers laced and stretch away. Remember, you had your different intensities you're working with. On an inhale, take the arms up in front of you, reach wherever you can go. Flip the palms to the outside, and in like big rays of the sun out to the side, find the, place the hands behind you on the chair. Inhale, open the chest. And the pelvic tilt is coming forward. Then as you exhale, tuck your pelvis underneath as the arms come to the end of the knees. Bow the chin. On an inhale, the spine comes up tall. Reach the arms up. And as you exhale, the palms come down together in front of the chest. Good, like we got our rhythm now. So inhale, squeeze into the little fist. You're interlace the comfortable catch. And then exhale, press the palms away. So you're working with your intensity to keep the shoulders down. Inhale, reach the arms up and letting go of your lacing fingers. Exhale, swing the arms down, find the chair behind you. Inhale, open the chest, pelvic tilts forward. Exhale, pelvis tucks underneath as you swing the arms around and tuck the chin. Inhale, spine back to neutral, swing the arms up. Exhale back to center again. Okay, we have one more side to do. On your inhale, squeeze the uncomfortable catch, opposite pinky on the outside. Then exhale and the palms press away. Inhale, take away your catch and lift up the arms. Exhale, flip the palms out and bring the hands onto the chair behind you. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, open the chest and just gently lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your tail, round your back, send your fingertips towards your knees. Inhale, bring your spine to neutral, swing your arms up. Exhale, slide the hands down in front of the chest. And just stay in this position for a few breaths, slowing down your breath and feeling any new sensations in your body, hopefully not uncomfortable, but perhaps some circulation, some new circulation, some warmth. Soften your face, soften your eyes, soften your breath. Slow, low, and light breathing, having the breath movement in the diaphragm. Let's change our hand position and go back to that hand on the chest, hand on the upper belly. Bringing that rest and relaxation, parasympathetic nervous system activated by this low, slow, light breathing. Very light at the edges of the nostrils, very light inside the nostrils. Barely feel the little nose hairs moving as you take the air in and out. Okay, good. And then release the hands and place them on the thighs. So we're going to come up to standing. So take the heels back from the knees just slightly. Remember our hinge. So you're going to lean forward from the hip hinge, take the arms out to counterbalance, press through the feet, lift up through the thighs to come up to standing. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and take the, come to the back of your chair. So you're standing with the back of your chair in front of you. Okay, so there was some talk about having, working a little bit more on the core. And so I'm just going to turn my chair here. We're going to work on the feet are at hip width. You're standing in mountain pose, feeling very solid on the bottoms of the feet and even. Lifting up through the kneecaps, rolling the shoulders back and down. So we have our beginning position. And then again, the chin pull back a little bit so that you're not slumping there. So we're just going to do these little squats, and you're going to feel that there's in your navel area this little hug going on. So like a corset or like a low back band, you know, that some people wear when they're having difficulties there. It's a little hug in on the exhale, and then we'll stand up on the inhale. So first of all, take your inhale, and then as you exhale, come down into a little squat, and you're going to feel this hug around your waist. Good. And then inhale, press through the heels, come back up again. Exhale and come down. So if you have any knee issues, you don't need to come down very far. It just helps to activate around your middle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, come down. And we're just going to stay here and not come all the way up, but you're going to come up slightly on the inhale and exhale down a little more. Inhale up. So you want to stay activated around your waist. You want to feel that little hug, especially on the inhale, but we're also using those glute muscles. Your buttock muscles are getting a little bit of a workout. So you're just going down about an inch. So an inch up and an inch down. Inch up on the inhale, inch down on the exhale. And you want to feel your navel moving towards your spine on the exhale. Stay strong. One more time. Good. And then press through the feet on your next inhale. Come all the way up. So did you feel some work in the buttock, outer hip area? Yeah, maybe? Did you feel anything? Okay, so here is the next thing. So we're going to combine movements. So as you exhale, we're going to come down. So just watch for a moment. As you inhale, you're going to rotate your foot out to the side and gently touch the toes to the floor. Bring that foot back and inhale and come up. So it goes, and then we'll do the other side. So it's exhale, inhale, exhale, press through the feet, inhale back up. Okay? So it's like a little dance, but we're just getting that external rotation. So when you rotate the leg to the side, make sure that you're not rotating your entire body. You're just rotating the leg. You're just rotating the leg. So you're keeping your hips facing forward towards your chair. The hips never turn. So you might not be able to take it out very far without your hips turning, okay? All right, so your inhale is when in your mountain pose. Exhale is in the little squat. Inhale is rotating the leg out to the side without turning the hips. Exhale, bring it back, foot to the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, out to the side. Keep your hips straight. Exhale, foot comes back, flattens to the floor. Inhale, back up again. Exhale, a little knee bend. Use your core. Inhale the leg out to the side. Exhale the leg back in. Press through the heels. Inhale, stand up. Exhale down into your little squat. Inhale, keep your hips forward. Take the leg out to the side. Gently touch. Exhale the foot back down. Press through the heels. Inhale up. Okay, so now here's a little trick. If you're feeling balanced, we're just going to add one more thing. So as you exhale, you're going to come down, and as you inhale, you're going to do the opposite arm. Okay, so just a little balance, a little more balancing. If you're feeling like your balance isn't really all that great today, when you can take your arm low rather than high, that might feel a little more stable. Okay, or maybe you don't use the arm stretch today. Okay, so with or without the arm, whichever is best for you. So this would be like, don't use the arm, you're not feeling that balanced. You have a little bit of balance today, but not a ton, your arm is low. Maximum balance today, your arm is high. All right, here we go. Exhale and bend the knees. Then inhale, arm and leg opposite. Good. Exhale, bring the leg and hand back. Inhale, back up again. Exhale, use your core set around your middle, draw your navel back. Inhale, leg and arm out to the side. Exhale, bring the leg and arm back. Inhale, all the way back up again. Again, exhale, down into your squat. Inhale, opposites. Good. Exhale, back again. Inhale, all the way up. And we're just going to do one more time, the other side. Exhale, down into the squat. Inhale, opposite. Like a little dance here. Exhale, hand and the foot down and come back up. So when we work with these opposites, leg and arm, we did a little bit of, in our squats, we did a little work on our balancing center. And when we worked on the hip flexors, we also worked on our balance center. And so when you take the opposite arm and the leg, you're actually working on what's called your functional body. So, so like if you have to reach for something, you have balance to, you've practiced in your yoga session balance so that if you reach for something, you don't lose your balance and you can stay stable and safe. So one more standing pose. Do you guys have it in you today? Yeah? Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and take the feet wide. So the chair's still in front of you. We're just going to do a warrior two pose. Again, that hip, turning the hips in this one. So you're going to take your right foot and turn it in slightly. So you saw that my foot turned in towards the other foot just slightly. And then the other foot turns out as much as you can comfortably go, 90 degrees if that's okay. But your chest stays in line with the back of the chair. The hips will turn a little bit, but the chest stays in line with the chair. All right, so let's just anchor through that back heel, inhale, and as you exhale, just come down into a little side lunge. So you get a little stretch through that inner thigh, and then as you inhale, come back up again. So I'm seeing, it's hard to see sometimes on the video, but just make sure that when you come down, let's all come down into this side bend, knee bend, and then make sure that your knee is in line with your heel or behind your heel's okay, but not beyond your heel. That's kind of rough on the knee. So if you can go a little farther with your stretch, you can scooch that front foot forward. Good, that looks better. Okay, and then inhale, come up. And then exhale down. And then inhale back up. Good. And then finally, we're going to come down and stay. So you're still anchored in through your back heel here. Anchor that back heel to the floor. And then stretch this arm up. The front leg arm reaches up away from that hip crease. Good. And now you're going to reach away from the hip crease. And back again. And away from the hip crease. And back again. So you're working in these ribs. We already did a little bit of that rib stretching. One last time. And upright again. Good. And bring the arm down, straighten the leg. Turn the feet around to point forward. Hey, we have another side to do. Take the left toes in slightly and the right foot out. Now this is a totally different side and you may not be able to go as far, or maybe you can go farther. So let's just test it out. So the outer back heel is anchored. And so look and see. When you come down, make sure the knee is either in line with your heel up and down or behind it a little bit, but not beyond it. Okay? Scoot your feet wider if your knee goes beyond it. Okay, good. Now we go back and forth. Inhale is the lift of the spine. Exhale is the stretch, that inner leg stretch. That area of our bodies usually gets neglected. Exhale and stretch from the inner groin out through the inner knee. The knee points over the toes. Inhale back up again. And finally, exhale down into this and stay. And just notice your stability, outer back heel down, knee over the heel or a little behind it, not beyond it. Chest stays in line with your chair. Now take that right arm and reach it up. And then a little bit away from that hip crease. So you stay stable in your lower body. Exhale back to neutral. Inhale, a little tilt away from that right hip crease. Back to neutral. So you're getting into a little C shape there with your right ribs. Last time, inhale, reaching away from that right hip crease and back again. Swing the arm down, straighten the leg, turn the feet forward, and then bring your feet to center. So one foot, then the other, come back to center. Okay, finally we're going to do one more forward bend here before we sit down. So I'm just moving my chair so you can see. You're going to have your hands on the widest part of the backrest and just stretch through the spine. Heels underneath your bottom. Make sure your shoulders are back away from your ears. If it's hard to keep your shoulders away from your jaw, you can bend the elbows out to the side, like you have a beach ball around your arms, or your arms are around the beach ball, and that'll help keep the shoulders away from the jaw. Little bent elbows there. But then reach back through the hips. So you're stretching back through the hips, getting a long spine. Nice. Okay, then coming out, look up at the back of your chair. Inhale and walk in towards your chair. And come up to standing. All right. So then walk around to the front edge of your chair. Make sure the chair is indeed behind you before you sit down. So we're going to take advantage. Remember, we're trying to keep the spine as in its natural position as possible. So right now you have your spinal curves neutral, and we're going to keep them that way as you hinge the knees first, then hinge at the hip crease, just like we did before. Your gaze has to shift downward a little bit, and then gently float your bottom down onto the chair. Nice, good. And then sit up tall. Let's just take a moment. Again, that low, slow breathing, one hand on the chest, one hand on the upper belly. Let's go back to slow, low, light breathing. Keeping in mind that this creates equilibrium in stressful times, is to breathe low and light. Feeling the movement in the lower hand, the diaphragm spreading. We've done a lot of work with the side ribs and the back ribs today, so feel those areas mobilizing on your inhale and expanding. And then as you exhale, the drawing back. So working on that diaphragm muscle is so important for respiratory health and the health of your nervous system, keeping you calm and centered. And also for the health of all of your organs as they get a gentle massage as the diaphragm presses down on the organs, the abdominal organs on the inhale, and then presses up into the thoracic cavity, giving the abdominal organs a little more space. Back and forth. And your breathing is like a little massage for all your internal organs. Good, and then keep that low, slow breathing. Bring the palms together and just rub them. You're rubbing your palms together, getting a little heat underneath your palms. Your hands might be warm already from being on your body, but just creating a little bit more heat, friction here, and then covering the eyes. So bringing the hands up, cupping around the eyes and softening. This is another way to bring some calm and centeredness, is to cover the eyes with some warmth. Let the eyes recede back into the head, softening all the muscles around the eyes, across the eyebrows, between the brows. Just feel the eyes completely relaxing. Try to still the eyes, don't let them move around. Bring them to center and then recede them back, and even a little bit of a downcast gaze towards your cheekbones. And then when you're ready, you can keep your eyes closed and just let your hands come down onto your lap in a comfortable position and just take a few breaths in quiet. And then bring the palms together in front of the chest again. In a gesture of gratitude. This is the Anjali Mudra, the hand gesture of gratitude in the yoga realm. Letting your hearts fill with gratitude for your body, your breath, your mind, for this beautiful day, for your friends and family and community, for this life, for this practice of yoga that helps us to connect not only our body, breath, and mind, but to all our relations, not only with our people, our community, but also with our environment. And may we foster love and kindness and compassion for ourselves and others and the environment. And bring into your heart anything else you'd like to feel gratitude for today. And then gently open your eyes, and the light within me greets the light within you. Namaste. Okay, well, we did it. We didn't really have very much internet trouble, which is great. I thought it might be a problem.
Well, you got a little stuck, but it was wonderful.
I think we just needed to get focused.
Nice seeing you all. I miss seeing you all in person, but it does seem like we're going to be doing this way for a little while yet. But I'm glad we get to see each other like this anyway and keep up with yoga. Spread the word. We had a little class today. You know, if you're emailing or seeing people in the market or whatever, just let them know we're still doing this. And we're going to do the password 98261 to get on the call. So that's something that it's a newer thing. Let people know it's easy, 98261 to get on our Creaky classes, and we can keep them going.
Can we put a notice on Lopez Rocks?
I don't see why not. Yeah, yeah, creakyyoga.org, and then yeah, I mean you'd have to like let them know the password, I guess, huh, to get on. But I think that would be fine.
Yeah, because I think we're finding at the gym, you know, so few people come, and they've got it set up. It's safer than your house the way it's set up.
Oh, awesome! That sounds good.
Still, and Zoom is so easy, you know. Anyway, thank you very much. It was a great class.
Thank you. Take care.
Lovely
afternoon.
How things are working with our organs and everything like that.
Yeah, we're going to move those organs and keep them healthy. Okay, bye, y'all.
Thank you, Llewellyn. Calming.